Warframe, operator.
That better not be you.
What?
Not you, woman.
Oh.
Hi, babe. What's up? I need $1 million for that. Fuck. No, I'm not. Don't lie to me like that. You also misspelled your. Just want you to know that. My girlfriend goes into my stream and starts shitposting. I can judge it all I want. Oh, 600 milliseconds? Yeah, buddy! It's gonna be great. I'm exhausted. Liam's tired. And I'm not that popular on YouTube, so I'm fucking sorry. I don't know. What do you want me to be saying? Could be talking about the fact that you're too lazy to start writing poetry right now. Instead, you're just bothering me. How about that? I don't want to sing. I don't wanna. You'll rape. You better. You said you were going to, and you didn't do anything like that today. What the fuck, dude? Alright. Why do the fingers have to do anything in tandem with her cheeks? And why are her cheeks lingering? I'm a little confused. That doesn't make any sense. Start over. Oh no. Yeah, you can't, neither can I. This is the same game too. Oh, also they had a little Valentine's Day special where they made hearts for the game, and so I got a lot of hearts. Show you my little heart shrine. Got your heart. Ha! Gay! Just a whole bunch of organs just laying here on my fucking... Where's my cat? Where is he at? There's the cat. Where's my cat? Where is he at? Sorry. I'll pass on that. Thanks to your offer though. My girlfriend wants me to sing, then I'll just do something like, I got bitches all on my dick and every day. Yo, Kino, what the fuck you at, dude?
Forgot my mic was muted.
You're a bitch.
I'm drinking beer, Duke Nukem. Ah! Beer makes me tougher? Since when?
I get wee wee? What? I don't want your wee wee. I feel very uncomfortable having said that. Yo, this Loki doesn't know how to Loki? What the fuck is this shit? Alright, you know what? Fuck it.
You will have to find a way.
Look, brothers! The insects have come looking for
Please use This game is too fucking much. Oh, please use your Duke vision.
Last time you played a Duke game.
Not for like a bit of time. It's been years.
Well, that game is known for taking itself too fucking literally. Look. Oh, come on.
Fucking great. Please turn on your Duke vision.
I remember playing that one. It was fucking horrible.
Huh?
I remember playing that. I fucking hated it. It was just so fucking bland.
It is bland, but it's something different. Until like you get on BF4. Because I'm just like trying to find games where when you're gone that I can play and just like fucking kick back.
You. Yeah.
Not this game though. Fuck no. I'll probably beat it once and then leave it at that.
I'm really confused by what you just said, babe. I have an internet problem and I'm not sure it is not going to be there around here waiting to be the goat. What?
Nigga, what?
I'm so confused. Pretty uncomfortable after hearing that. Let that be a lesson to you.
No! Brothers! Keep those batteries away from the toxin injector!
This shit's hurting my ears, dude. Dude, I had to turn the Duke vision off because that shit hurts my ears when it's on.
That moment when something that's supposed to be visually stimulating, then you fucking get your ears hurting? Like, what? What?
Yeah, my ears hurt anytime I fucking heard that. Who the fuck is calling me?
What are you talking about? Are you just shitposting in my chat now?
Down. Help them.
So confused. Who is the beautiful... What? You're just shitposting in my... I knew it. I called it.
Destroy the bomb! Before it destroys the injector! You imbeciles! If you let the Tenno destroy all the toxin injectors, then what will destroy?
And yes, I know I do have an internet problem. Did you read the title to this stream?
Tick-tock, 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 Tenno!
Shit. What?
Another tritium bomb!
survived.
This is far, far from over.
So, how are you rating? It looks like you were able to defeat the toxin. Excellent work.
Your internet is shit too. Well, you're doing it off of a hotspot, so that's alright. You have an excuse. I have, like, actual, like... Yeah. Like, I have legit internet. You don't have... You have, like, the fucking hotspot bullshit. I bet your brother's gonna be super upset about that. Oh, I haven't heard this song in a long time.
Insects taking orders from their lotus. Let us see how hard their shells are.
I have never encountered a supply system like this. Tenno, you need to figure out a way to open that door. Baylor from Warframe. We can use this to drop that Bayhek. Make sure it reaches extraction.
What is happening? Where's the core?
Excellent. We now have control of the tram. Its drive systems have been overridden, and it will now draw power from their sheds.
I'm not officially a Marine yet, babe. Well, good night. Sleep tight. Probably won't wake up very early because I'm thinking I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow. I am fucking exhausted.
Stay sharp, Tenno. Grenier have regained control of the tram.
You're gonna sleep for once too? Are you actually gonna be able to sleep in? Because it's President's Day? Or are you just gonna fall asleep, wake up early, and then do everything that you normally do for everyone else?
Protect this core, Tenno. As much we can glean from how the Baylor Fomorians are powered.
Make some bomb-ass breakfast while you're at it too, when you wake up.
You are making solid progress. Keep moving.
You ever tell your mom to get bacon, damn it? Dude, you need to get her to get you bacon. It is a sin if you don't have bacon.
The Grenier patrol and are pulling back the tram.
Dr. Tangus could learn so much from your insides. So, I brought his creations to
Ooh. Dude, if you get a bagel, yeah, if you get bacon, eggs, and then get like a slice of American cheese or something like that, and then you put it between bagels, oh, breakfast sandwiches are the best.
assassins, thieves, miscreants, leave my cause alone!
You have a cinnamon bagel? I don't know how well that would work. That doesn't sound that bad though.
The tram is retreating. During extraction. This is the final push.
I am too important for this nonsense! Finish them off!
The Groostrike 3 have been eliminated.
You'll try it? Well, tell me how it tastes, because that doesn't sound too crazy good, but I don't know. I've been wrong before. Okay. Well, good night, babe. Be sure to tell me in the morning.
The Corps will help greatly in defending against future Fomorian attacks, but we must do our purpose. Heck has retreated. Foes tracked down.
Good night. Love you too, babe.
Tenno, I have bad news. There are reports of a burial Fomorian in the
Very
system.
fine.
Tenno down. Them.
Now my stream's gonna look like it's fucking cheese fest because now my girlfriend said fucking hearts and called me handsome and said I love you all the time. This is gonna look gay as fuck. Just kidding.
Oh, your precious relays
Hero.
destroyed.
One sec. Hold up. I need to pause the music. What's up? No, he went to go lay down a while ago, and I don't know where he is. And the fuck do you want, Keener?
I'm gonna be gone in like maybe 5-10 minutes because unexpectedly my friend who's got a car texted me saying, "Yo, let's route up all of our friends and just chill at your place." I'm like, dead.
Oh, well, cool. It's not like I was gonna go do Battlefield or something.
No, I'll still be doing Battlefield.
No,
It's
no,
just
no,
you
no, no,
won't
no,
be
no,
able
no, no,
to,
no, 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 it's okay.
What do you want, go ahead?
No, 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 no.
No, you can...
No, no, no.
Boy, still gonna be doing Battlefield, you just won't be able to hear me talking.
No, 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 no. Well, that's like a blessing in disguise, but yeah.
So, yeah. Come play Battlefield later.
No,
I gotta pick
I'll
everyone
probably,
up, other than
I'll probably
that.
be asleep as fuck. To be honest, I'm fucking exhausted.
You tired?
Yeah, I'm fucking tired.
Damn, I didn't want you to just feel like you were forced to fucking play Battlefield.
I don't run for 45 minutes straight a day for no reason. I'm tired because of it. You gonna go, huh?
Oh, bye.
Goodbye.
I didn't even know I had this many small plates down here, dude. That's only... 4? No, we have like 6 upstairs now. After I did the dishes. Yeah. If not 6, like 3 or 4. It's like fucking hoe. Wait, can you hear that music right?
Nope.
Alright, awesome.
God, I love the taste of tacos. This is like the 3rd day in a row I've had Mexican food. My ass is gonna look like the Japanese flag.
Nothing can replace the relays we lost. But you have spoken to the system. Tenno, they're dead. You have restored balance to the system. The actions of Bayhek against the Tenno have been reconciled thanks to your skill and dedication, Tenno.
Wow, Arcane Avenger. Oh boy. Yeah. Six at my table looking at me all perplexed, like if you ain't interested in me, at least give me sex. What's next? yeah. Oh.
New alerts on navigation, Tenno.
Boundary items can be claimed. Operator, are you pleased?
Hey, right, can you hear this?
Nope. Were you?
No, like, can you hear the music? Like, I need to know.
Yes.
Alright. Alright, so then I'll have to figure out where I can place this without you guys hearing it, because I got a new stereo system. Yeah, I'm just fucking, like, trying to pick up a little bit. There's so much fucking garbage down there. We're just gonna leave that, because this area is fucking clean. That's all that needs to be clean. Hey.
Here, let's use weapon. Something to use. Yeah, but still chasing me.
Operator, you have foundry items ready. Claim them now at your earliest convenience.
Tenno, new alert has begun. It will be marked on navigation.
Even then, I'd still say no. Oh. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna reroll this just for multi-shot status chance. That's pretty good, but I think I'll... Take the pain away is... It's 4 with a 10%. It's 4 in one throw with a 10% chance. I should try Fortnite. I think I'll pass. I never liked Battle Royale games, and I don't think that'll change my mind. These things really need this buff. Even with the Riven mod, these things are still probably not going to kill him in time. Jeez. As is are really not that bad. You know, these things don't need the fucking buff that the rest of them are getting, but I honestly think the crit damage on this should probably be a lot higher. What do you think? To me, though, you kick a lot of ass, though. I think they said they decreased ammo capacity down to 32? How do you do that? It's just gonna further incentivize people to not use the alternate fire and not use the weapon's gimmick. That's a little bit too heavy-handed. Stubba. Repatch Stubba. Let's look at this. Not bad. Not really that bad. Not doing jaw-dropping damage, but it's not, like, that bad. You're a prime pre-patch. Out of the menu, thank you. Thank you. Do crazy crits and they're getting a crit buff. Well, I don't think there's a crit multiplier buff to it, but I figure right now this doesn't look like it needs it. I'm gonna try this with Auger Pack instead. Almost like 2k per headshot. Crazy. That's a lot of damage. Still something I think they should fix with this weapon is that whenever you throw it, it throws in like this triangle pattern that's like down to the left of where you're aiming. You can kind of see that landing. Nah, you can't really see that. It's okay. Just trust me, it's like a triangle. One beneath your reticle, one beneath that, and then one higher but to the left. Not really that good. Vosto Prime pre-patch. That recoil that really turns me off. But to be honest with you, this weapon, although it's amazing, although it's actually overshadowed, it's actually really good. And the Pandero. Getting reduced damage, I believe? Increased damage, increased crit damage, reduced status chance. Which I could find fair. This weapon kicks the shit out of the Vosto Prime. Sadly. Mara Detron pre-patch is actually pretty good at this deck. Pretty alright though. Good, just devour that bombard. That's the problem with most weapons, though. If I try to use something like the fucking Spira, what's gonna stop me from using this over the Spira? Kinda why the throwing weapons in this game are kinda like, eh. Hopefully this next match fits that, but otherwise, this. madness I get to do on this guy. Astra, huh? These things, even with a Riven mod, are kind of poop. And I have a really good Riven. Why they're nerfing the damage on it as well? Beyond me. Kill him somehow, but... let's figure it out. To be honest with you, these weapons really didn't need it. They just needed that change to that. These weapons are really good. Dual toxicity has always been good. They just needed that refresh. Oxamati getting, hopefully getting some extra ammunition and reserves. Overall, not a very bad pistol. A friend of mine that absolutely swears by this, but I can't really see why, because these weapons actually get outclassed like fuck. You put them against this weapon. Because one, these have a faster reload, better recoil. Lots more status. I think the only thing that's different about the two is that the damage type is fucking awful, and it has less crit chance, but it still does way more damage overall. Like, look at that. The stats are ridiculous. Like, the Ox Stilettos do just way more damage than the Oxamati. Have a 5% less crit chance and a whole 1.0 damage multiplier less, but oh well. Got a faster reload and a much better, favorable status chance. I don't see any point of not using it. Weapons that are also going to get buffed that I have. The Baza is getting a buff because it definitely didn't need that. Thing is destructive. And it's getting a crit multiplier because that's totally what I wanted. 4 Prime's getting a buff. To be honest, it really needed. I think reload speed would have been a little bit something else to look into, but yeah. We got the Boltar Prime right here. This is also getting a buff. Which, to be fair, I don't think it needed that desperately, but I'll always accept whatever they give us like that. Especially if it's bringing back some of the olden days weapons. Ratton's getting a buff, which I do have a ribbon mod for. Got this damage, electricity, and crit chance. Right now, stands. As it stands, it's really not a bad weapon. I think the only issue I have with it is that it feels too generic. I think that's what they're shooting for, but it's kind of so-so for me. I haven't put any form on this, but this is getting buffed. This thing does not. It's not. That bad. It's a pretty decent syndicate proc, but it's really not that great. Buzzlock's getting a buff, although it is just basically the shot speed of it, which, to be fair, this is pretty much the weakest point of the weapon. I think the reload speed should also be buffed a bit, but otherwise not a bad idea. Not a bad weapon either. IQ's getting a buff. I think they're reducing its base damage and giving it more fire rate, which honestly I think the one thing it needs is crit chance. Base damage is definitely not something that needs to be taken away from this thing. That's pretty much the only reason to really use the IQ is the fact that it's like really high base damage. I think the crit needs to be buffed on it. Really focus on the fact that this thing exists. Their Vandal's getting a buff. Getting base damage, some status chance, a little bit of crit here and there. Adding recoil though is kind of a big drawback. I actually really like this weapon and I can't tell you why. But it is fantastic as is. Oh, and it's getting a reload speed buff. I forgot about that too. Look at that. Not bad. Oh, the Dread. Getting a buff too, because it doesn't need that. One thing it did not need was a rate of fire buff, I guess that's the only thing it really needed, to be honest with you. I think that's a little incorrect for me to say, but yeah, it definitely didn't need a buff, but if anywhere they put it in the correct place. This weapon, I don't think needed a buff, because it's actually not that bad. But ever since the Opticore got buffed, I think this kind of what got really overshadowed. Not a bad weapon by any means, though. Rocket. Alright. The Gorgon series in general, which I won't cover any of them except for the Prisma Gorgon. Hima's getting the thing that it deserved, which was the ammo consumption not existing. This weapon was fantastic, still is fantastic. The fact that it even consumes ammo to begin with is bullshit. Out of any burst rifle in the game, I think I would recommend this. Javlock's getting a buff, which it honestly doesn't need either. Well, actually, you know what? I do think it needs a buff, but it really isn't in desperate need of it. I don't know. I don't find it to be that bad. The comb got a buff because it definitely didn't need that. Yeah. Getting a buff in crit chance and crit damage, which it really doesn't need. Blanca's getting a smidge of a buff, but not really. Latron Series is getting a good buff. I think that the Latron Prime should probably get more of a buff than what it got, but yeah, oh well. I'm not a big fan of these weapons in general, because they kind of suck, but yeah. Prismagorgon is next, getting a buff. Which, to be honest, it really, really needs it. And I put 6 form into it for the memes because I had to do a sortie. Challenged me and my clanmates to go do a sortie with a Gorgon. Probably making the weapon look like it's better than it actually is, because I put a lot of form into this. I think the recoil is a huge turnoff for me. I really don't like it, but fun meme weapon. The Quartek, I think the only thing that should be doing to this weapon is giving it rate of fire increase. And beyond that, I don't think it's that bad. Because if you use the weapon like this, and as is, not bad. That's pretty good damage, isn't it? Really good reload speed with a respectable magazine size and pretty decent damage with a lot of crit and status. Not bad. But it's the rate of fire that's the issue. Take that off. I'm gonna move that. Actually. It's the rate of fire that really matters to me. I think fire rate really needs to be touched on this weapon. And then beyond that, it'll be a great weapon. If I can just do this, I shred way faster. I do consume more ammo, but to be honest, who cares when enemies are actually going away? Up next, the Rubico is getting a buff, and it doesn't need it. Getting extra crit chance, and it's actually getting hits like a fucking cement truck. Anyways, when you do hit a crit with a slash proc, those enemies go away really fast. There we go. Come my way, bitch. You can see that really ends them quickly. It's a very good weapon, and it's really not that bad. This Scourge getting a fucking buff because it doesn't need that as well. I'll be honest, yeah, it does. It needs a buff. Oh, whoops. think the reload speed should be buffed on it. Really not that bad as is, but it's getting more than double its damage right now, which makes it much better than a status applicator, which is kind of what it's good for at the moment. And as you can see, it's really good at status applying. It's not that bad of a weapon in general. Pretty fun. Secure Penta's getting a buff, but I hate grenade launchers. Snipetron Vandal's getting a buff, but to be honest with you, Snipetron series I think sucks because it just is awful. Too much recoil for a sniper rifle. Novak's getting a buff, and it kinda needed it. Kinda. Yeah, actually no, I needed it. It definitely did. The reload speed really needed it. Fire rate on this is not substantially great. Not a bad shotgun, but not a great one either. Even with a ruin mod, I'm kind of just chewing slowly. That enemy. Although they did die. Stradivar's getting a buff. Oh boy, didn't need it. Good, because I have a really weird affinity for this weapon. The only thing that needs to be changed too terribly much is recoil. This really awkward recoil that happens visually. Strun Wraith got a buff, and it, honest to God, did not need that, and it got it. I can't think of any reason why they would have done it, but they did it. Now this thing is, like, yeah. One thing I do think it should have had was that reload speed touch. Super Vandal got a buff, which definitely needed. To be honest with you, this thing was just a marshmallow gun. Yeah. The fact that I was allowed to pour this many bullets into something before it dies is a little absurd. I'll be honest, it has a pretty big magazine size, so that kind of makes up for a lot of it, but it's still kind of eh. Tenora got a buff, and it didn't need that, because it's probably the best full auto weapon in the game. Look at that, shredded him. I didn't even need a reload, I was just a complimentary one. The Tiburon got a buff, which it definitely needed, and thank God, because I like this weapon strangely. The Concord got a buff, but I don't care about it. Torg got a buff, which is to its reload speed and rate of fire, and also the shot speed on it, which is all three things that I think is the only complaint I have. Other than that, it's a fantastic weapon, especially if you put 100 munitions on it. It's actually silly. Really chews through the enemy. Quite a deadly force. The Vectis Prime got a buff, and this is one of the weapons that I think should not have gotten a buff, but it got one, because reasons, so I'm really happy about that. There's the thing. already is a savage. The fact that you can sequentially just like reload, shoot, almost with no notice of the fact that you're shooting and reloading to any degree. It's me. This weapon is fantastic at just shredding armor. And it's got a pretty sprightly reload with pretty decent crit chance. And it pretty much eliminates enemies. It's really good. On top of the fact that if you burn them for your primary fire, all that status chance you're doing, take off all that armor real quick and then just hit them once. Just like that. You're dead. That's pretty much that. There's a few weapons that I think should get a buff that they didn't mention, though. Start from the top. Beam weapons in general. Yes, I understand that they're kind of getting on that and they're working on giving it extra attention, but the Amperex, I feel, is pretty much the only outlier, one of the few, if not, that it just needs some love. The Argonac is definitely in the same category. It still, I do feel like, needs a little bit of a buff, because it, I know some people are probably going to throw their hands up and talk to me in laughter and shit, but I really don't think that this weapon is too all that special. I'm sure it can do some damage, but it just doesn't have what it needs to be a great weapon. It procs impact for a weapon that fires glass. You can imagine the enemies being cut up really fast, which, to be fair, I killed those enemies pretty quickly for a weapon like this. Not a bad weapon. This weapon didn't deserve the nerf it had to its damage at all. In fact, it was more of a nerf than it was a buff, because 85 to 120, or 80 to 125, even though it got a 3.0 multiplier for its crit, still a little bit too low. The Cernos Prime should have seen better buffs than what it got, but to be honest with you, it needs a little bit more loving. Beam weapons again, same thing. But IQ needs more crit chance. Diverse weapons are fine. Dragoon needs more of a buff, but it's alright. We'll use that real quick just to show you. Got radiation viral on it because this weapon is really good at destroying things. A pretty easy proximity. Playing as mag. As you can see, this weapon really doesn't do that. Yeah, sure, maybe that's the status type. Yeah, like this is fucking awful. I don't know what my controller just did right there. Waxion, another beam weapon, same category, same idea. I do think it needs a buff. Ignis series, I do think this needs a buff. I will probably have a bunch of people laugh at me by saying that, but this weapon isn't really all that in a bag of chips, like people say. I hear so many people saying it's probably one of the best weapons in the game, but because it's a flamethrower and shit and blah blah blah, I don't really see why it is. Can't. I just can't see why people would dig this as much as they do. Sure, I don't have any crit damage on this, but it's... I'll show you. Am I building it wrong or something? I don't know. It's really not all that in a bag of chips. I hear so many people talking up about this weapon, and I can't see why. I'm wasting more than enough ammo on this guy, and he's still not dead. Sure, it's good for mobbing and killing hallways of dudes at low levels and stuff, but that's low level. I want my weapons to be able to be formidable versus anything. I want it to adapt well to the situation. The Carrick is getting a buff, but it's not really as significant as I would imagine it should have been, so I really would like something a lot better than what we got here. So, instead what we decided to get was weapon altogether is not that bad. Visual recoil is definitely an issue, although that does give the weapon its characteristic and personality. I do think that the weapon, though, needs that recoil just a tad bit turned down. I think it should be favored more towards slash on the IPS scale of things. That's just me, though. I think impact and slash should change places in terms of their positioning. Latron series I still think needs a pretty good buff because they're still kind of poop. Miter I think needs a buff as well. It's okay, it does a lot of damage, especially for how alright the weapon is. Like here, let's just do this. Well, I guess that's not a really fair comparison, so I won't do that. Phage, another beam weapon. I think it needs a buff. All beam weapons. The Prisma Gurkata didn't get as much of a buff as I thought it would have, and I think it should have. Quantum Vandal, although it's very good still think it needs another buff. Beam weapon. Selma, albeit, as much as I hate the weapon, I do think it needs a couple touches up in the right area. Its base damage should probably be brought up just a tad. It's having like, what is that, 12 base damage? That's 12 base damage. That's pretty bad. Cerberus Prime, I think the recoil shouldn't have been touched at all. The recoil just needs to be left alone. Pretty good weapon as is, though. I still like it a lot. In fact, it's probably one of my favorite weapons in the game just because I like the burst fire feel to this weapon. I just don't like the fucking... the goddamn recoil on the Cerberus Primes. I hate that shit. And the fact that the IPS is so balanced out. Where the slash isn't even existent. I think the Simular should probably get another buff though, because that weapon turned into massive poop. Although I'm sure somebody will tell me that it's actually still really good, I'm going to disagree with you. I think the Vicor Hack should probably have another buff though, because I think the weapon altogether just needs a little bit of a oomph in the right direction to show people that it's actually a better weapon than the normal Hack. Which truthfully it is, but you need to pour more work into it. Oh, in terms of melee weapons too, they should probably start buffing stuff like, I don't know. What's up, Alvaro? How's it going, man? They shouldn't buff these. They don't need to buff these fucking things. I think they're so gross. Yeah, these Dark Split Sword is gross. Especially with Carving Mantis. I think you should probably buff the Gunson a little bit. Heliocore. I do like the Jack attack, but they need to buff that too. There. Fine, I guess I won't put Blood Rush on there. You play Warframe, Alvaro? I should do. Although I'm probably going to ragdoll them so hard. What's going on, Bombard? You okay? Oh. I figured out where I was. Machetes in general need a buff. I think that stance wasn't enough. Didn't hit a single crit until now. Maybe. Star doesn't need a buff. I think it needs a nerf. I think the war needs a buff. Size in general need a both though. Dave's too. Because this thing I have a room mod for and it's still poop. Give me some nice the con. It's unfortunate because I really like the skin that they gave it. Oh, that's a V polarity. Ugh. I'm special. I'm a V polarity. Orthos Prime is still kind of noobs first. What I have on that. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good build. I haven't used this in a long time though. There we go. I was just about to say I didn't hit a single crit until now. Ursos is pretty cool. I don't like it though. It's got a really sexy skin, which honestly it's probably gonna make me want to use it more, but it's really not that. I don't know. I don't like it.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I bring good tidings. The Lord of Cinder is down. What's my game plan?
Okay, did you